For the sunshine shawl, I am going to demonstrate it by casting on 15 stitches. Therefore, I am going to be demonstrating only 2 repeats of the stitch pattern. For this, I am going to place my slip knot on the last peg. So peg 15. Remember, I am only doing 2 stitch reps, and for that it will be 12 stitches plus 2, 1 for the selvage at each end, plus the 1. So that's a total of 15. So go ahead and cast on. I like to cast on with the E-wrap method. After I have completed the project, I like to go back and tighten the E-wrap. So I'm casting on, so purling to the end. And if you know how to purl, you can skip this section. So I have knitted the last, purled the last peg, and now it says to slip, so skipping the first peg, I'm taking the working yarn behind the first peg into the front of the second, and now I'm going to knit all the way to the end. I am using the U stitch, as you can see. Okay, so this is the first peg now. I am going to take the working yarn behind that first peg into the front of the second, skipping that first peg, known as slip. Then I'm going to purl the second peg. So you will repeat a row of purl and a row of knit. This set a total of 3 times, so for a total of 6 rows. So that's rows 1 through 6. Go ahead and complete rows 1 through 6. Okay, I am ready to start the stitch pattern. So this is row 7 of your sunshine shawl. So this is where all the yarn overs happen. So go along with me. Again, remember, I am only doing 2 reps of the stitch pattern. I am the first peg and the last peg are the selvage edges. So those are not part of the stitch pattern. The last peg after the 12, so in this case peg 13, when you're going from right to left, is your +1. When you're going from left to right, this peg will be your +1. So let me show you how that row 7 works. Again, remember, I'm only doing 2 reps. So I am going to slip the first stitch, so basically skip peg 1. Then I am going to knit peg 2. There we go. Then I'm going to knit peg 3, knit peg 3, and then I'm going to E-wrap peg 3 once, so 1 time. Then peg 4, I am going to knit it, there we go, and then I'm going to E-wrap that peg twice, so 1, 2. I'm sorry, 1, 2, there we go. Then I am over on the next peg, peg 4, I'm sorry. I am going to knit it, and again I'm going to E-wrap that peg 1 time, 2 times. And the next peg, I am going to knit it, then I'm going to E-wrap it 1 time. There we go. So what you have is peg 2, you knitted it, peg 3, you knitted it, and then you E-wrapped it once, so it has 2 loops on it. Peg 4, you knitted it, and then you E-wrap it twice, so that one has 3 loops on it, 1, 2, 3. Then peg 5, you knitted it, and then you E-wrapped it twice, so again that one has 3 loops on it, 1, 2, 3. Then the following peg, peg 6, you knitted it, and then you E-wrapped it once, so that peg has 2 loops on it. So there we go. That was that right there. Now peg 7, you are going to knit it. There we go. That right here, those 6 pegs, that was 1 stitch rep. Okay, now we're ready for the same thing one more time. We're going to knit peg 8. So again, repeating the instructions from the very beginning, you're going to knit peg 9, and peg 9 gets E-wrapped once. Peg 10 gets knitted and gets E-wrapped twice. 1, 2. Next peg gets knitted and gets E-wrapped twice. The following peg gets knitted and gets E-wrapped once. There we go. And this is the next rep right here. You have the knitted peg, then you have the one with the 2 wraps, one with the 3 wraps, one more time, one with the 3 wraps, and one with 1 wrap. Now you're going to knit the next peg. This right here is the end of the second rep, stitch repetition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you have the +1, and in this case you're gonna knit it. So go ahead and knit. The instructions say knit to the end, so that's 1, and then you knit the last peg. So knit 2. Now on the way back is where the magic happens when you create the elongated stitches. So in this case, again, we're gonna do the slip 1, so you're gonna skip the first peg, then you're gonna purl 1. So here we go, we purl the peg. Got it, step by step. Now you're gonna purl peg 3. Go ahead, do that. Excellent. Now you're going to drop 1 yarn over. So you're gonna grab the top stitch and simply lift it off the peg. There we go. This stitch that is on the peg now is nice and loose. So what you're going to do is you are going to purl it. The next peg, you are going to drop 2 yarn over, so you're going to remove the top 2 stitches, 1, 2. So what happens basically is the bottom stitch becomes elongated. Then you purl it. You do the same to the next peg, dropping the top 2, and then you purl it. Next one, you drop it. The top one, you purl it. So there we go. That was 1 stitch rep right there, those 6 pegs, 2, 4, 6. Now we're gonna repeat that one more time. You're gonna purl, purl. So basically each time you get to a peg that has the yarn overs, you are going to drop the yarn over, and then you're gonna purl that peg. Right here I have one with 2 yarn overs, so simply drop the 2 and purl the peg. One more time, purl the peg, drop it, purl the peg. And now I am at the end of the row over here. I'm going to purl the peg. And then to the last stitch, I'm on the last one, I am going to knit it. There we go. Now you have completed row 7 and 8. Now we're ready for row 9. Here we are at row 9. In this one, again, you're going to slip, so skip the first peg, then you're going to knit, peg 2, you're gonna E-wrap peg 2 twice. So again, 1, 1, 2, then peg 3, you are going to knit it, and you're going to wrap it once. Peg 4, you are going to knit peg 4, knit peg 5, knit peg 6, and over here you are going to E-wrap peg 6 once. Knit peg 7, there we go. Now you're going to E-wrap peg 7 twice, 1, 2. So over here we have done 1 stitch rep, 2, 4, 6. So you can see it mirrors itself. So you have the first peg with 3 loops, the last peg with 3 loops, the next 2. Over here it has 2, then 2, then nothing, just the regular ones. You're going to repeat that one more time. So over here we are at peg 8. Peg 8, you are going to knit it, again starting from the beginning, and you're going to E-wrap it twice, 1, 2, then you're going to knit the next peg, and you're going to E-wrap it 1 time, then you are going to knit peg 10, peg 11, then you're going to knit peg 12 and E-wrap it once. Then the next one, you're going to knit it and E-wrap it twice. And 2, and you are at the end right here. This is the +1, so it's at the end, and all it says is to knit the next 2 pegs. So go ahead and knit. There you go. Here we are at row 10. We are ready to make the magic happen again by dropping those stitches, and now you know how to do that. This row basically is all, you have to purl it to the very last peg. The last peg gets knitted, so you're just simply going to skip the first one, that's the slip, purl the next one. You're going to drop all the E-wraps, basically all the yarn overs, by simply lifting over. Again, you're repeating what you did before, purling that peg, drop the yarn over, purl the peg. Purl. So any peg that has yarn overs on it, simply drop the yarn overs and treat the loop as it should, purling it. Here I have one with 2 yarn overs, 1, 2. Now I'm gonna purl the peg. Here's another one, purling the peg. One with 1, drop it, purl it. Go, approaching the end with the last ones. Dropping the yarn over, purling the peg. Dropping the yarn overs, purling the peg. You're at the last one, and that one indicates to knit it, so go ahead and knit that peg. There we go. So here you are. All you have to continue doing is repeating all those 4 rows over and over from row 7, 8, 9, 10, and that will create the stitch pattern for the sunshine shawl. I will continue knitting these 4 rows and then I'll come and show you what mine looks like. Here I am. I have made a few stitch reps. As you can see, it has a wave style to it that is separated by the purl rows. It is a very elegant and open weave knit. You can use this to make a scarf or a shawl. It is your decision. If you do happen to make a blanket with it, please make sure that you keep it away from small children, as their little fingers can get stuck in the holes created by the stitch pattern. The pattern for the shawl simply ends in repeating the first 6 rows. So basically all you're doing is purling from the right to the left and then knitting from the left to the right, repeating those 2 rows 3 times for a total of 6 times. I hope you have enjoyed watching me create this stitch pattern on the loom. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Thanks. Bye-bye.